Hi folks, and welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4. We've got something a little bit different for you today. We're playing as the USA. We're playing with historical focus. But we're going to see if we can win the war through sheer force of air power. That's it. We're going to be playing death from above. And we're going to try and darken the skies with our fleets of strategic bombers as we wipe the floor with all our opponents through the use of almost air power alone. Almost, but not quite. So we're going to be doing something a little bit different for you today. We're going to have all the campaign in one video rather than extended playthrough. We'll see how much you guys like it and how much I enjoy doing it like this as we experiment over the next couple of months with this sort of format. But with that being said, let's jump in and see if we can destroy our enemies with bombs from above. So for this strategy, the USA is one of the better nations to pick. A, because you don't jump into the war straight away and you've got time to build up your air force. Also B, the massive industrial might that the USA has or can develop as we play through. So first job is just to gather up all its forces. Let's put them in one great big army. We'll just assign them some interesting leaders. We'll sort them out a little bit later. The army is not going to be priority, and in order to free up extra industrial capacity for our planes, we're not going to have any armoured vehicles either. So it's going to be just infantry divisions. Opening up the focus tree, we're going to start by continuing the New Deal, and then we want to work down these to improve the economy. Extra research slots are going to be super useful as well. But this is the goal. It's going to take a while to do this because of the political system that USA has. We'll see more about that as we jump through it. And the other thing we want to do is get rid of the entirety of the Air Force, which is going to be spread around a little bit. And you're probably thinking, why do I want to do that? Well, there's a lot of these early war planes, or pre-war planes. They're just not very good. And we're actually going to use them to sell off instead and then gain a little bit of extra industrial capacity through that. So having disbanded the Air Force, we're just actually going to go and sell nearly everything that we've got there, because these are pretty poor things to start with, and we want to design our own, especially get rid of the naval ground support. We want rid of that. By the way, play along with this, see how you do with this strategy, and let me know in the comments down below. Navy, we definitely have a use for the Navy. We're just going to combine all these guys together into one massive fleet. The awesome thing about the USA, it's got such a huge load of fuel reserves. We can actually train the entire fleet in one go without running out of juice. And that's kind of nice and kind of unique as well. We're going to go for the standard research opening style that we've done in pretty much every single game of Hearts of Iron I've ever played. This is a pretty good start anyway, so there's nothing wrong with that. But we also need to start kicking off our air research as well. And we have no strategic bombers to start with, which is fine. We don't really want to make them until we've got the basic ones. So we want to be able to go down that as well. Okay, to start off construction, we're going to throw in a few military factories here and there, just to get some. I like to leave one slot at least in each zone if we can. You'll see why later. It does help with some of the political options as we're going to come across. And also, let's also start building some air bases up in the Philippines. We're not going to play this as if we don't know what's happening. We kind of need to get this ready and for Fortress Philippines for when the Japanese come, and having a load of air bases over there, it's going to be really useful. Military factories. One thing we can do is probably, I will finish all the cruisers. We don't actually need them, and the carriers we need to do. All the early destroyers we're just going to get rid of because we really don't need those. We're going to need some artillery. We're going to need some more equipment, and we're going to need lots and lots of rifles because we're going to have great big fat infantry divisions, and that's where it's going to be so much fun. Speaking of our infantry divisions, let me make sure that we have all these set. We don't want National Guard, we want infantry. We're going to have one template to go throughout the entire war. Well, no, that's a lie, actually. We're going to use some little garrison divisions just to occupy our air bases and naval ports throughout the Pacific, which will be a jumping off point to take Japan. That will do. Yeah, let's actually start training some of these to get garrison things, and we'll update them as we go. But we're going to want 72. And all right, we are good to go. Oh, factories. We don't need to worry about doing anything with the Navy, so we're not even going to research the basic thing. What we do want, oh, that reminds me, what we absolutely do want is this. We're going to want radar as fast as possible. So let's just stick this in. I don't think it matters. Let's stick this in here. And away we go, full speed, and then see what this brings us. Let's make sure our infantry are training up so we get some extra experience there. That will be useful. Senator votes for government proposal. In a recent vote, a senator surprisingly switched sides to vote for the government. Yes, and while the issue itself was fairly minor, the public vote of support from a previously outspoken critic of Franklin Roosevelt has raised many eyebrows. Now, this is kind of important, and I'll show you why. If you haven't played as the USA before, you need to get support in the Senate and the House to pass loads of different things in your focus tree. And that's why I don't recommend filling all the building slots in a particular region, because occasionally a senator will pop up or a congressman will pop up and say, hey, if you build a military factory in my state, I'll support you. And that's why we need those slots free. You'll see them. We'll see them come. Japan abandons the naval treaty. We don't really care about that. The Japanese Navy is going to be at the bottom of the sea by the time we're done with it. House committee supports presidential policy. And that gives us more representatives supporting the government. That's just a random event. And we can do with more positive ones like that. Usual state in Africa, it looks. We've got everything set to historical focuses. So we're going to see pretty much the same play out over there. And World War II should start as normal. Continue the New Deal. Our new first focus is done. Excellent. So we're actually going to go down this to start with. This gives us political power 150. It's going to give us some points to spend. And we want to work towards the Agricultural Adjustment Act, as that's going to help with quite a few things, recruitable population, resource gain. So with our newly found political power, the first thing we are going to do is stick in a chief of the Air Force. Let's see, do we have remilitarization of the Rhineland? No, that's worrying and not totally unexpected. So we want Carl Spatz, the night operations expert. We're going to be looking at a lot of strategic bombing. The night operations should help as well. So in he goes. So our first bit of research has been done in this tree. We're going to go straight on for radios. Senator from Kentucky offers support. In return for an informal guarantee, a new munitions plant in Kentucky. Okay, so we're going to go for that. What we have to do straight away is go and build a new military factory in Kentucky, which is, where are we? Here. That's why we always need a building slot in there. Stick it right to the top of the list. Actually, let's take that Air Programs Development Research Center and put that at the top too. Brilliant. Spare dockyards. This is kind of cool. We're going to go straight into... Oh, we could go on submarines. I'm going to put it in convoys first. Let's make sure we've got plenty of these in the repair queue. And as we don't currently have any more, I'll put the rest into submarines for now. So the Navy is looking pretty big. Excellent. The first thing we're going to do is generate a load of naval experience by sending the whole fleet out training. And while they're training, we'll put them on automatic split off as well, so that they can go and repair once they drive into each other. All right, excellent. That is a shed load of political power. And also we can now go down this, which will allow us to do farm subsidies, which will also increase support in the House and the Senate. So for our second advisor, I'm going to go for a guy that gives us some more political power, I think. Silent Workhorse. It's just a nice spend. Political power, not so important for us just at the moment, but that will, over the long run, become very useful. Get a bit more research going on here. We're going to go for concentrated industry. We are not going to get bombed in America. We're very confident about that. So our first batch of submarines have been completed. We're going to go into destroyers. We want more screen ships. And I'm going to be kind of lazy with the Navy. I don't think we need to develop it too much, other than just getting enough of the ships out there. So we've got 1936 destroyers. We have just enough naval experience to get it kitted out. That will do for now. Let's save that and then put a load of production into that one. And we have our research, the interwar large airframe, which isn't particularly good. So we're going to go straight on for the basic. So Boeing is one of the MIOs that we actually want to spend some serious points in, because we want to boost our strategic bombers as much as possible. So I think strategic bombing is going to be a nice way to do it. Air defense is also going to be very useful. Production efficiency gain. Hunt those out in the tree, folks. Put those on whenever you can. Production output, because these bombers are going to be expensive. So with Construction 1 research, we're also going to spend some more points in here. We're going to go ahead of time, but we want things like range improvement, survivability studies. That is well ahead of time, but I'm going to take that now. Excellent. We've got the Agricultural Adjustment Act, and there's a research slot right away. We're going to grab that right now. Now, what the Agricultural Act does is allows us to pay farm subsidies, which will cost us some consumer goods factories. I don't care too much about those, but we are going to build up support in the Senate and the House. And we'll go for a small lobbying effort, because that doesn't really cost us too much. And we also want to improve our infrastructure. But you might ask, why haven't I done that already? Because it makes building military factories even faster. Well, the answer to that lies in the focus tree. We can actually get that for free. I believe it's the military construction. It doesn't improve it everywhere, but in quite a few places. And if we can build up the war support beforehand, we can get that early. So we're going to need to go on the Neutrality Act first. We have another representative supporting the government. There's going to be a lot of these. I'm not going to show you every single one. But at the same time, we've also got scientists to add in. Now, the reason we need this This is radar specialist, is because we absolutely need radar. That is something that we have. We can't put it in yet, but we absolutely need it. Not only to help with air detection and stuff, but also we can put air-to-ground radar, I think, in the strategic bombers later on, and that'll be very useful. This is great news. We now have our first extra research slot. There's another one we can pick up, which is it's somewhere down these trees. I forget where. I don't think we want to go for limited inventory. We want to get the economy going. So we're going to go for the Neutrality Act. And in that extra research slot, we can go for some more air stuff. I'm happy to get this sort of stuff as early as possible, and then we can make use out of it. We are going to be designing a whole lot of cool stuff. Have our radio. Let's go for the mechanical computing machine just for a research to, or bonus to research. The election of 1936. The day of the presidential election has arrived. Incumbent Franklin Delano Roosevelt has already implemented several of the programs referred collectively to as a New Deal intended to take the US out of the Great Depression. Do we want to give them 4 more years? Yes, we do. I don't know what would have happened under the Republicans, but we're going to go for the Democrats 4 more years. And infrastructure construction speed goes up and we get 10% stability. So more political power. We're going to put Dwight D. Eisenhower in charge here for division attack 10%. That's kind of a lot to not take. So we definitely want that. So now we've got a slight bonus to improving our infrastructure. There are some areas that we want to improve naturally. And we're looking, fuel's always good, but aluminium as well. Now don't forget, some of these states will get +2 for free when we get the Military Construction Act. But we can take some others up to 3 out of 5 and then without losing out any free bonuses, if you like. And we're getting a bit of free aluminium from this at the same time. So this is all going to be useful stuff. Okay, we've hit this a little bit before 1937, but like 20 days is nothing. So we're going to go for concentrated industry, boost our factory output as much as possible. And there we have the Neutrality Act as it comes along. Let's go for the Arsenal of Democracy, which is going to give us a whopping 6 military factories and a load more naval dockyards and some free experience as well. That one's really nice. Watch out for some of these options, because some of these, as you pick them, will put some senators and congressmen into opposition to the government. They don't like it. One of the ones about that is the 2-Ocean Navy, and that's why we need to keep building up support steadily for that. But right now, it's the economy. We've also gained a ton of political power from that, which is really nice. So what we want to save up for here is the General Motors, because that's got the factory output plus 5%. We need to do the wartime industry for that, which is going to come on later, obviously. We're going to put in another political advisor, where we have a financial expert, 15% reduction in consumer goods factories. And we have our basic large airframe. This is our first opening up into the strategic bomber world, which is awesome. I'm going to wait until we've got the survivability studies, because I kind of want those on there as well. Looks like we've finished one of the carriers, so we've got some more dockyards. Let's put those onto submarines, I think. And let's make sure we're actually building these properly. No, I didn't think so. There were some rubbish ones in there. Let's get those better. We're going to need some subs. They're going to be quite a useful addition. And for our final political advisor, for the moment, unless something better comes along, and I don't see that there probably will, we're going to take Henry Stimson just for the 10% bonus to military factory construction speed. By the way, I don't know about you guys, but one of my favorite parts of the game is the build-up to war, the preparation, the planning. I find that really exciting. Opposition suffers defeat in the Senate. Great! Screw those guys. Cancel them instantly. And now, some of the fun things. What are we going to build? Well, we do need some airports around this region so that we can actually hold all the big squadrons that we're going to be designing. That's going to be kind of important. Arsenal of Democracy is done. Excellent. This is the one we really want, but we need 30% war support, and it's at a measly 7. That is kind of important. This gives us another research slot, though, so we're going to grab this instantly because 6 research slots is way OP, and it's one of the best things. And it'll get us our Air Force going pretty quick. Disgraceful criticising the president. How dare they? Now, what should we put in here? Oh, let's go for something really boring. We're going to need some good old trains, and we're going to need some trucks as well. We need to get those things going. And not only that, we're going to need AA as well. One thing we are going to need is some naval bombers. I'm not going to invest very heavily into these guys, but we're going to need a few. Is there a nice model? That looks pretty nice. So we're going to probably just stay with the basic ones. It just gives us something. Should we go 2 factories on this? We might go 2 factories on this just to get them boosted out the door. All right, so we've got a bit of military XP built up now. We're going to turn these garrison brigades into something that we actually want. And I'm going to go for 10 width infantry, I think, with some engineers. Yeah, we're gonna leave some engineers in there. That will do. That will do quite nicely. Nice and cheap. We don't need anything too much. And our actual infantry divisions, are we still using National Guard divisions? Oh, no, we're not, but I know what's happening. We're going to change these to... let's go to cavalry divisions, which... Wait, that actually might have worked against me. Let's just take a look. Is that cavalry division? Oh, okay, so our cavalry divisions are really big. Right, let's not do that. That's a bad idea. Let's design something from new and brand new, empty one. And it's going to have one horse in. Those are under mobile. And that is all it needs. This is going to be just a nice, cheap police force. And this, by the way, if you're not familiar with, is a nice, cheap and effective way of making garrison units for the occupied territories. Not that we have too many. And the rest is all in the infantry, which is also pretty nice. It's pretty nice to start with. Let's spend this on some artillery. We want to put infantry in as many slots as possible. This is going to be pretty big. Let's see. Can we, if I put that in there, we do. Excellent. So let's put the artillery in there. We want big slots. I said we're only going to use infantry divisions. We're going to have wide infantry divisions. Combat width for 35. I think that'll do. I think that's going to be absolutely fine. And nice. We get the extra research slot. So the Fair Labour Standards Act, what does that do? Oh, that is an economy improvement and resource gain efficiency and recruitable population and consumer goods factories. Excellent. Let's get that. But it does piss off a load of senators and representatives. So whilst we're going down there, we need to go and go for a small lobbying effort. We can't do the farm subsidies again just yet. Oh, and nice. Okay, we've got radar done. That's excellent. I don't think we can do anything straight away on this, right? Yeah, I'm not interested in probably anything else in this, to be quite honest. Although, if you really wanted to go down for an air power playthrough, there are some crazy things in there you could try out. But let's not bother with that. And we can now lower the autonomy of the Philippines. There we go. Manage subjects. We want to change our autonomy level to an integrated puppet. Let's go with that. And also, let's get that research slot spent. So now we want to get some really cool stuff. Let's go heavy machine guns. Get that going in there. Long-range aircraft. Medium long-range aircraft. We've got some fun stuff to build yet. Okay, so we're going to throw in some more military factories in some of those states we improved the infrastructure in. We're also going to get our supply status improved. So things are flying out of here. So if we click on this and upgrade the bottlenecks, because we want the supply to come from Washington, and the same in Norfolk. This is where it's going to go overseas. So hopefully that should have added everything in, right? Yes, it is. And that just means we're going to be able to push the maximum amount of supply overseas when the time comes. Let's keep increasing our garrison divisions. See, manpower is now a little bit of a problem, but that's not going to be a problem for long. We are in 1937. There's all sorts of stuff we could do. I'm going to start doing the excavation. And there's a very important reason for this. If we look down our decisions tree, one of the things that we need to do is develop the aluminium deposits, or bauxite deposits, but aluminium production, all the rest of it. We're going to be using a shit ton of aluminium with the Air Force in this. Mechanical computing complete. We're going to get the basic radar. Let's grab that one right now. We're also missing a template change. I forgot to do that, so let's add in... let's take that to support anti-air engineers, and let's give them some cavalry recon as well. And that's probably all we need to do for the USA. Meanwhile, I'm going to grab the next research bonus. The Fair Labour Standards Act. Okay, now we're pushing things on. The Rubber Reserve Company, we're going to be using a lot of rubber for building aircraft. We could probably trade for it at the start, but it might be something we want to look into later. So while this is going on, and we think about that, we're going to actually go down the War Department because we want to unlock bonuses for our bombers as well. So let's grab that. Oh, Japan goes to war with China. Okay, here we go. And we've got construction 2. We're going to go straight into excavation 2. And now, whilst we've got some free dockyards, I'm also going to throw in this design for a light cruiser as well. One of the things that restricts all the navies is, all the big power navies, is that they have a lot of capital ships, but never enough light screening ships. So light cruisers are great in that role because the cruiser armor makes them, I won't say invulnerable, but very effective against enemy destroyer screens. So we're going to save that. We don't have quite enough dockyards just yet to put that into play because we've got some destroyers going on there. But we're going to throw that in, and as soon as we do, they'll be in production. Now, great stuff. We have some spare political power. We can start developing aluminium production. Let's kick on all of those. We want as much of that as possible. So we're just going to set our garrison force here just to go and protect all the airfields and docks in the Pacific that we hold. They will get attacked by the Japanese, but we'll hopefully slow them up, and maybe we'll put some more troops into that. Aha! Finally, survivability studies. Okay, this is where we get to design some great big awesome bombers. We'll get them going. I'm also going to get cannons on the research as well. We shouldn't forget also about our basic carrier airframe as well. These aren't going to be particularly important, and we don't need many of them. Oh, we don't even have the good machine guns yet, do we? That kind of sucks. This will be fine, though. We're going to make them cheap, and we're not going to worry about them at all. All we're going to do is add in drop tanks for a bit of extra range, and that will be fine. Let's make them look cool, because I love the look of these dinky little planes. Some of my favourite ones. And we'll stick one factory on those guys. And then we don't need to worry about it ever again. That will provide more than enough. But this is what we're here for. The big old strategic bombers. And this is going to be how we start these guys off. So let's make sure we've got some big bomb bays on there. The range is not fantastic. So let's see. Can we add some extra fuel tanks? We can. We get some more range on that. We're also going to put self-sealing fuel tanks, because then we get that air defense back without losing it. And we can't do strategic bombing. They're too heavy like that. That absolutely sucks. They'd have a good strategic bombing stat, but that's just too heavy. Unless I make them 6-engine jobbies, that's like massive. Am I going to have to take off one of those? Oh, that really sucks. Okay, I'm putting 6 engines on these bad boys. Yeah, production cost of 120. But we get the range, and we get the bombing. And does that mean I can actually put that back on there? So let's just see if that will fit. That actually fits. And for 2 extra, I think that probably pays off. We want these guys to be survivable, right? Let's stick that in there. God, that's expensive. That's expensive. We're gonna get some discounts on that, though. Don't worry. But we need to start producing these fellows in some good numbers. Okay. Military factories, away you go. In fact, let's put these to the top of the list, almost. That is a super expensive bomber design, and I don't like it. But we'll improve on that as we go. Excellent. The War Department opens up, which gives us the Air War Plans Division. Now, this is really good, but it gives us production cost benefits on fighters and heavy fighters, which we are going to make some use of. Or we can get that one. It says a research bonus for heavy fighters. That also includes tactical bombers now, because this is written for the old game, right, before the air improvement DLC, and that actually works for medium airframes, so we can go A there. Anyway, let's get that to start with. So just a head up, guys, just don't forget to assign your air wings to the carriers as well. We don't need so many naval fighters, so what we're going to do is just make sure there's just I think probably just 1 wing. I don't actually know. I don't have any numbers for this, so let me know how you do it. But I think 1 wing of carrier fighters is enough per carrier, and the rest we're going to add in as bombers as they become available. There's a bit of a shortage of aircraft at the moment because we're not building many, but that's going to be absolutely fine as we fill them up. Excavation 1, brilliant. That's going to help with our production of aluminium and everything else. The Air War Plans Division, we've got this. We're going to go down the strategic bomber route because we've seen what the production cost is on those bad boys. Let's really make an effort on that. So at this point, we're running massively short on rubber, and our only option really is to trade for the stuff. So where can we get it from? There's British Malaya. This also opens up another question. We know that Japan's going to go to war with us. We can get quite a bit from the Dutch East Indies, although it is expensive in convoys. We're actually going to do it. So we want, let's go for 4 factories. We can afford the civilian factories. We would need to get the Air Force built up as fast as possible, which also means that I think we should probably defend the Dutch East Indies as well. So let's add these areas in. We want to keep our rubber supply coming. We're not going to try and defend British Malaya, although we probably should. Actually, we will, because if this bit gets invaded, then the Japanese will take this bit as well. So we're going to try and protect our resource supply. Now, because of the US's laws, we can't actually change to a better economy just yet. That is something that we are going to have to shift. I do think it's time we put a chief of the Navy in as well, and we're going to go for William Halsey because he's a naval aviation expert, and that's only because we are playing an air power playthrough. It's not going to make a great bit of difference to our playthrough. You'll notice I'm not building up the Navy too much because once we beat Japan, which is usually easy against the AI, the Navy's not really worth a great deal. A very different story if you're playing multiplayer or doing something different. But, I mean, we're going to be going against Germany and Italy next. And along with the Royal Navy, we should be absolutely fine against those guys. Excellent, excellent. Excavation 2 is done. Let's also... Oh, we can't sneak ahead there yet. We don't need to worry about researching anything else in those trees, which is awesome. And, oh, we will take logistics company because we are building big, fat infantry divisions. They're going to take some supplies. National focus completed. Strategic bombers are on the way. Excellent. Can we pick this up now? A 300% research bonus for heavy fighters. Excellent. What that actually will give us is... Oh, just before we do that, let's just see. We need to keep checking over the economy options. We can't get this because we need 30% war support. Although we are approaching that. Let me just check. There's also some options we can do for like radio propaganda, but we need 25% world tension. So sadly, we can't take that one just yet. I think it's so worth getting that because of the bonuses to infrastructure and free military factories. But we'll take the escort fighters. It's also time to bolster some of our defenses in the Pacific. So we're going to increase the naval bases on some of the islands. Remember, we're going to use these as invasion jumping off points. And also some radar, because we're going to be wanting to be able to see what's coming as well. Meanwhile, let's not neglect the military factories as well. We're going to want a load of those stuff getting up there. We're going to need more bombers, more planes kicked out. So I said we weren't going to build any armor. I lied, or rather I misspoke. We are going to build some, but it's purely for the amphibious tanks. So let's start one research branch just working down for those. They're only going to be light. They're going to be helping the Marines out, which is going to be kind of key for winning our Pacific strategy. And excellent, we've got escort fighters. That gives us a massive bonus to research. Federal Housing Act. This is excellent. Now, it is going to piss off a load of senators, but 5 random states gain a building slot, and we get rid of the slow economic growth. So this is a massive bonus to our economy. Let's get rid of that. Let's also stick in a military theorist. We've got Curtis LeMay, victory through air power, gives us a bonus to the strategic destruction doctrine, which we're obviously going to be going down. Switch over to this. In fact, let's get the first one now. Let's get that. And then, what do we want? We can have both of these. So we're going to go all the way down this. We're going to maximize as much as possible. So our research is doing great. Having that extra 2 slots is making a massive difference. So we're going to start improving some of our naval things because we do want these to go. So torpedo attack. Let's get that going. We'll also be sure to be improving our naval ship attacks as well because they're going to be engaging some big Japanese fleets. Okay, awesome. We've hit the magic 28% world tension. We need to make use of that. So what we actually want to do is radio propaganda to gain base war support to get us over the 30%, and then we can trigger some great stuff. So let's actually save up our political power for that. Holy crap, this is getting expensive on rubber. Okay, let's keep trading. We're going to need to keep trading. What do I need? Another 3 factories? Yep, I need another 3 factories. Keep sending that out there. Interwar artillery's coming along nicely. We're going to go for an early 105mm. Just upgrade the tech on our light tanks as they come along as well. We're going to take that too. Excellent. We've hit 76 political power. Let's get on with the... Where's it gone? Radio propaganda. Yes, more war support, please. 32%. Excellent. And now we're going to make use of that 300% bonus to research speed. We're ahead of time by quite a bit, but we're going to get some better medium bombers out of this. Heavy fighters, whatever you want to call them. They're going to be quite useful. Looks like the Spanish Civil War is over. That's gone the way that it nearly always does. So rare that we see the Republicans ever win that. And it's definitely time to kick out a few more military factories here and there. Not going to do too many. We're waiting for those bonuses to infrastructure so we build them faster. Okay, the Pentagon has been built. This is the moment of truth. Can we kick it off? Military construction. That's the one we want. That's excellent. 5 military factories and a shit ton of infrastructure. Let's take that. Yes, please. The Munich Agreement. Okay, so no war this year then, as usual. And some more shells. I mean, the Europe's not expecting a war, but we sure as hell are. Oh, Senator retires as well. Okay, thank you. And that's good to know. Let's keep upgrading our stuff. And we'll just get these basic things done. I don't think that matters who we take. One thing we must remember to do is get our Marines ready, because this is going to be key to taking back the Pacific from Japan. So we're going to go for... I think we're going to go for just 20 width now, and then it's going to leave us some room for adding in the tanks as well when we we come to that. Let's throw in the cavalry. Yeah, sure, why not? Waterborne cavalry. Seahorses! That's what it all is. It's seahorses. We're going to go 5 divisions for now, and we'll put them over in San Francisco. We want about 8. We want about 8 divisions of Marines, but we need to have more of the regular army first. In fact, let's put the regular army in. We're going to need, I think, about another 12 divisions just to start off. It looks like we do have the manpower for that right now, so that's good. It looks like we're starting to run out of rubber yet again. So, yep, good old rubber. We're going to have to, I think we're going to probably have to build up our synthetic rubber economy, I think, to get that. So, one thing we've neglected is our light fighters, which we're going to need a few. And perhaps more importantly, we're also going to need some ground support aircraft. So, let's make sure we can go and grab those. And let's see. We've got to change. We've got to change that. That'll do. That looks nice. And one big engine. We're going to want a few of these bad boys. And let's make sure we're putting in... Oh, is it going to be bomb locks? Now, I think small bomb bay is actually better for this. But we're going to add these guys in when we've got something nice. Actually, we could give them a couple of cannon ones. That does actually add on... logistics strike. Oh, it doesn't do ground attack. It does do logistics strike. Okay, we don't want to know about that then. So we actually want to put this in. And probably, I think this is better than putting bomb locks on, isn't it? Okay, we're going to go for the self-sealing fuel tanks. And screw the rubber cost. And we can't save it because it's too heavy. That's absolutely fine. You don't need self-sealing fuel tanks. Oh, you don't need another bomb bay either, for that matter. So there we go. Let's go with that. And now we can put the self-sealing fuel tanks on, right? Yeah, let's go with that. That will have to do. Excellent military construction. That is the bad boy that we wanted. What else can we grab? This gives us some free military factories and some experience as well, which we'll spend straight away. Or the giant awakes that we... Oh, we go to civilian economy. Right, that is absolutely what we want. There's no penalties to that one for having a awful support in the house. That is absolutely dire. Let's go for a bit of medium input on that. That's quite bad. We definitely need to do something about that. And also, do we want to give refuge? We can afford to give refuge to enemy scientists, I think. Research speed is going to be quite useful on that. Yeah, let's tick those over. I'm going to actually spend some points. All right, time to spend a few points in the Navy command here. Let's go with integrated air arm. I think we'll take that one. And let's also pick up the naval refit yards because I love the repair speed on that, 15%. That's quite nice. And we've got to get rid of this Bureau of Ordnance because you start with this, it's a massive debuff. Let's change that over pretty much anything, actually. Positioning. Positioning sounds like a good thing. We'll take that one. And also do the same for the ground pounders. Let's take, what should we go? Bold attack? Yeah, let's take bold attack. There's nothing quite so important for this. Overwhelming firepower. I like the sound of that one. Reserve officers. Division training time is reduced. Flexible organization. Division speed. I think that's going to be good. Let's take that one. The Panay incident. It looks like Japan has sunk one of our ships. The bastards. Right. We'll be asking for payment for that. Demand compensation. We could just go straight to war, actually. But that looks like an unpopular choice. Yeah, we'll demand compensation. Tell you what, we are ahead of time. Let's get engines. I want to start researching better engines for that. Japan saw reason and we gain 100 political power. Now that is awesome. What can we play with in here? We can pay our farm subsidies. Let's trigger that one straight away. And let's give refuge to Italian scientists and take another stability hit, but boost our research speed even further. Things are slowly coming along with our air force. We're still waiting for some more military factories. I need to get the artillery up to speed, though, so I'm going to throw some more factories into that for now. Let's throw in some more of our aircraft and start developing some more wings. We can get these guys trained up, and they can go straight in, start training. Excellent. We've got the improved medium airframe. Give me a look at that. Do we have the exciting things? We've got cannons. We've got guns. We've got regular bombs. Okay, but we can upgrade these as we go along. But we don't have the engines yet. But first, we need to actually get our industry sorted. And we're in 1939, so that means we can get advanced machine tools. All right, so here's the joy of getting that infrastructure bonus from the focus tree. Now we can really start ploughing in military factories in here. And we can get... Oh, this is going to be good. We can get quite a few things built up quite nicely. It's going to go faster. And we've got lots of slots all over the place. The giant awakes. Excellent. That does give us some bonus... No, it changes to civilian economy, which gives us it's going to basically effectively give us some better construction speed. That is excellent. Wartime industry. We need that. We absolutely need that because we want the General Motors as a design company. That's going to give us some cool factory output. Let's grab that right now and start saving our political power as well. Nice. The Marines have been created. We do have another guy, Alexander Patch. Was he the one in charge of the Marines in World War II? Let me know in the comments. I can't remember. He doesn't have quite such things. I don't know if the infantry leader experience counts for Marines. They do come under infantry battalions. I'm actually going to go for Truscott because he's got the river and fort attack, and we might use him to cross rivers in Europe later on. So let's stick him in there now. We're going to give him Fortress Buster, and that's nice. So if we are attacking forts, which we might, they might have coastal forts where we invade, that'll be pretty useful. Let's stick another 5 factories into our super expensive, ridiculous, basic large airframe. That is going to get more efficient once we get to the next airframe up. All right, also time to advance or add in some spirits for the Air Force. We're going to go for aircrew surveys, reduce the air accidents chance, because remember, these planes are expensive. We need to save as many as possible. There's nothing ever too exciting in here. We're also going to take total devastation for some extra strategic bombing bonuses. That'll be quite tasty. And once again, our lack of rubber rears its ugly head. This time it's going up big time. Yep, we're going to need to trade some more of that away, definitely. Firefighting drills. Yep, we're just preparing our navy. Oh, we do need to get that, actually. Let's take landing craft. It's a little bit early, but we want to be able to invade with big naval invasions. Knock out Japan really quickly. Ooh, wartime industry. Excellent. That switches us over to civilian economy. It's going to give us some a little bit more factories to play with. What do we want next? We will grab this. Yeah, more military factories are never a bad thing. Meanwhile, farm subsidies, small lobbying effect. They're starting to get support back up. Synthetic oil experiments. Am I going to grab that now? Yeah, I can't go for that one just yet. So let's get that now, ready for our rubber factories. Fate of Czechoslovakia. It looks like it's all going to shit in Europe. It's about to kick off. Ooh, North Carolina wants us to build some more dockyards. Okay, that's something we can do. And I heartily agree. We could do some more dockyards. Now, that is something we should actually produce because we should absolutely do that because we need more navy and it's not actually going to cost us anything. So that's fine. Where's the North Carolina one? It's okay. It's going ahead. That's fine. So we're suffering some pretty hefty penalties once again for lack of production. It's rubber. It's actually aluminium this time as well. So once again, we go to our trusty trade partners. Can we get anyone with 0 convoys? Canada. Let's take a couple of factories worth of aluminium from Canada, our friends across the border, and also back to rubber. Yeah, it's going to be Dutch East Indies. Oh, not that many. God, what was I on before? I hate it when you do that. I despise it when you do that. That was a mistake. We've got it. We've got it. Improved artillery upgrade. Excellent. Now we can have the rockets for our ground attack. Excellent. The projects have been completed. We want the rubber reserve company. We're going to have to make some of our own rubber. So we're going to stick our Marines out in the Pacific. We've got 5 divisions. We're going to stick them on Wake Island. That seems like a good place to put them. So we've got options to modify the civilian laws, and we can actually go for volunteer only. I think we're going to do that because our manpower is pitifully poor. Let's change that over. Oh, I nearly forgot as well. We need to go and edit our infantry template because we've got logistics companies to put into there. Yep, they are definitely going to be needed. Okay, is there anything else? I think we can go ahead for the improved large airframe because we want to get some better, more effective and more efficient designs out there. Also, it's time to design our amphibious tank. We don't need to worry too much about this. We're going to go for... I don't need to add chromium in. I don't care about production cost either, so we're going to go for that one. But we're going to give it a proper turret, and in small armaments, it's getting the close support gun because it's only going to be attacking soft targets. As long as the reliability is good, we don't need to worry too much about that. That'll be fine. Give it a radio. Give it some extra supplies, which is always useful. And then the armor is pretty shit. But if we give it sloped armor, production cost... Oh, what about skirts? What does that give it? That gives it breakthrough and armor. That's giving it 25% armor. There's not much difference, actually. Production cost 0.5. I think that's probably the better way. We'll do it like that. We don't need to be insane on that. Okay. All I can afford is to put one load of amphibious tank battalions in there. Yep, let's do that. That's going to have to be it. Excellent. Engines 3 has come along. So we're going to design an interesting naval bomber now. So we're basically making a flying boat with these. Now, the idea is that they're not going to be anything too special. I don't think there's anything amazing we can put in there extra. We've got extra fuel for the range. Let's just go back. We did put that on, right? Yeah, so we've got decent range. And the idea with these is they're going to be mostly for spotting ships rather than attacking them. Kind of expensive, but we're going to stick it on and see how it goes. Because this is a stupid air power playthrough. So let's go and play stupidly with our air power. Also, we have loads of naval XP spare, thanks to our commander, and not much to do with it. So we're going to increase our Marines' abilities a little bit. We want to go down the naval invasion route rather than the jungle warfare route. So let's grab some of those. Okay, it looks like it's all kicked off. No more mention of naval treaties then, because it's all gone to shit. Germany's declared war on Poland. Poland has joined the Allies. Yep, poor old Poland. It didn't last long. Now let's see if Germany kicks off. There goes the USSR. So the plan for my strategy is to knock Japan out as fast as possible, and then we come and assist the Allies invading France. And the idea is to bomb the shit out of Germany and destroy their logistics with long-range medium bombers on logistic strikes behind the front lines, where hopefully there isn't too much in the way of enemy fighter cover. And also, we're bombing the shit out of German industry. Their divisions hopefully won't be able to reinforce properly, and the USSR will be able to push in. This is the theory. We're going to put it into practice. But in the meantime, we can't go down here. We can do the Two Ocean Navy Act at last. This is going to give us 10 naval dockyards. And it's not going to upset the senators. So that's pretty cool. Okay, the Soviet Union's gone to war with Finland. Yep, I'm sure that will not end well. And it's time to increase our economy up to partial mobilization. And keep an eye out for every opportunity. We need to develop the bauxite and aluminium deposits as much as is humanly possible. So now we have a nice bonus for researching these rubber processing. We're going to start doing that. We're also going to start adding in some synthetic refineries. I could do with infrastructure bonuses across some of these states. Yeah, some of these are quite bad. But this is at least going to give us some pretty juicy rubber production. Awesome, we've got the landing craft. Now we can actually plan big major naval invasions. Selective Training Act. We get limited conscription. Is that... I mean, what else does that give us down there? There's some nice research bonuses. All right, I think there's probably the things that we want to be down there. Let's grab that. Nice, we've got the M8 rocket. Basically, this allows us to make some interesting ground attack aircraft. Okay, so here's another crazy design. Now, these are medium bombers. This is going to be my B-25 Mitchell. We have to put a medium bomber in. We have no option to that. It has to be that. But we've got the rockets for ground attack. And then we've got cannons, which also give ground attack, but only on logistic strike missions. And this is going to be the plan. We've added fuel tanks to get the range up. So this is why I wanted the more advanced medium airframe. The idea is that we don't fly these in zones with enemy air superiority. We go way behind the lines. And this is to blow the shit out of enemy logistics. We've got to hammer supplies. It's expensive. And I don't know if this is going to pay off, but it's something fun that I want to play with. So let's see if it works. And hot on the heels, we've got the improved large airframe. And these are cheaper than our previous generation. So do we want extra fuel tanks? I mean, we've got 3,000 kilometers range. We don't need any more. Armor plates would knock that down by 10% to give us good air defense. If I go back, I think we can maybe achieve that with heavy machine gun turrets. The speed we don't care about at all. And I think that's maybe a better way. Sure, let's do that. Let's do that. Heavy machine gun turrets. We can save it. It's slightly expensive, but could we can't fit in another bomb bay, right? No. No, that would be insane. That would be insane. Okay, we have ourselves the improved large airframe, the B-24 Liberator. Let's go. That's an expensive aluminium cost right there. So we're going to need, God, an extra 8 factories. That's like so much more factories. Canada's not sending us what they need. Oh, dear old Canada. Is that... there's none for trade out there? We can get some from France, but I have a sneaking suspicion that that's not going to be available for very much longer. I think it's going to have to be the Soviet Union. Don't worry, though. We are going to be able to produce more of our own aluminium real soon. Mexican oil has been nationalized. Screw that, Mexico. We're going to embargo trade with Mexico until they come to their senses. The Netherlands is about to collapse. Belgium's just gone to war. Belgium's joined the Allies. We have rubber processing. Okay, so we're going to carry on with this. This is going to be our... Well, there's two ways out of our rubber deficit. One is to build as many synthetic factories as we can. And the other is... I can't remember what the other was. Aha! The improved small airframe. That gives us two nice new designs that we can go straight into produce. So we're going slightly expensive on the fighters. We've got 10 heavy machine guns, which gives us a lovely amount of air attack. I've also chucked in extra fuel tanks and drop tanks because I want range on these bad boys. These are going to be doing some escorting missions of the big bombers, so we want that. It's expensive, but I think it's worth it. We've also got the ground support attack craft. I've thrown in just all rocket rails on this and the defense turrets and drop tanks. They don't need as much range. They're going to be just automatically supporting the armies. Now, the downside of doing this is that because I'm not putting bomb locks on to keep the agility bonus high, don't know how important that is, decided not to do it. They're probably not going to reinforce or replace those previous CAS air wings that I've made, which is an annoying feature of the game, but I think we can probably deal with that. There goes the Netherlands. Yeah, it's gone. And it looks like Belgium's holding out for the moment. We're going to go for the Bureau of Ships because that's going to make everything cheaper to produce. Mexican compensation. They've come to their senses. We can trade. They're going to the compensators. I think we'll go for that. How long will France hold out? Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Will France still be here in 1941? Establish the Greenland Patrol. What does this do? Grants spotting speed, which helps cold... It becomes owner and controller of Greenland. Oh, let's do that. Yep, well, that's as well as building walls with Mexico. That's another great accomplishment of the United States. And we now own Greenland. Yes, we'll take that. Thank you very much. I think... yep, that's it. Paris is gone. Yep, it's gone. Okay. Britain stands alone. The question is, of course, how is Britain doing in North Africa? I'm going to rely on you guys to hold out. We're going to be a little way off joining the war just yet. Norway's gone. Everything going as expected for now. Okay, we can go for some more aluminium, so we're going to grab that straight away. Okay, cool thing. Because we've increased our Special Forces cap multiplier, we can now add a load of extra tanks into the Marines, which is going to be an insane amount, actually. We don't have that many amphibious tanks. No, we're short of about 3,800 because we have a lot of Marine divisions. That's okay. They will fill up over the course of the game. I have no doubt. Construction 3 just completed. We're going straight into Excavation 3 for, yep, you guessed it, more resources, more aluminium. Okay, now that we've got air-to-ground radar, which we actually researched a little while ago, I'm going to add it in. I'm going to take one of the gun turrets off, and we're going to add it in because we want the maximum amount of strategic bombing that we can get. Nice. Lend-Lease Act is now completed. That doesn't instantly give us anything extra. Okay, let's go for an escort effort to get cheaper destroyers. We should maybe research some better destroyers. That probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Here we go. There's a load more aluminium production coming right here. Let's grab all those straight away. It is worth spending all that political power for. Although we are going to need some military high command. Oh, I've forgotten to add this. Yeah, we need this. We can have General Motors now for 5% factory output. All right, that is on the list of things to do. And yeah, this is what I meant when I said we've neglected our destroyers a little bit. We need these, and we need we're going to go for a 1940s model. And then that will be the last destroyer upgrade we get. But we're going to try and get some better guns on it as well. No president has ruled for 3 consecutive terms. However, in light of the precarious state of the world and international developments in the last few years, President Roosevelt has decided to break with tradition and run for a 3rd term. Yeah, let's go for it. I mean, it kind of worked out well the last time. I can't believe the production costs are running away. So we need more rubber. Even more rubber. I mean, we're not getting some from the UK, which is part of a problem. But we're going to keep on trading. Actually, aluminium, we have a surplus. I think that's some of our own production coming online. Excellent. This is all looking quite nice. We are in November 1941. Production. We need that. So I figured we'd also go in and just improve the carrier naval bombers and fighters. I've only changed the airframe and kept them with the basic loadouts, really. Other than that, nothing special, but should be a little bit more effective. And that's one thing we can actually afford to do because we're not increasing our factory costs at all. How are things going in Greece? I daren't ask, actually. I don't want to know. I'm going to have to sort this mess out when I come across. Maybe we should have got involved sooner. Oh, bonus. Right, this was our opportunity to put in an industrial concern. General Motors, 5% factory output. Yes, please. We will take that. By the way, our Air Force is growing nicely. We've got a lot of planes building up over here. Okay, we're on top of the resources for the first time since we started building aircraft. That is awesome. Close air support, we're going to increase that to 10. Improved art. Oh, we can upgrade from the old artillery. That's nice. And then, yeah, let's put this in. We're gonna have more factories coming online. Everything else is looking pretty good there. All right, I am quite happy with how things are coming along like that. The Flying Tigers. All right, I just flown over to Japan and China to see what the hell is going on over here. Japan's making massive progress against China. So, Song Mi-ling, wife of Chiang Kai-shek and one of the most trusted advisors, traveled to Washington to lobby for increased support to China in its struggle against Japan. Yeah, we absolutely have to support them in any way we can. So this gains war support, and we dispatched the Flying Tigers. Well, we don't just yet, because there's actually a decision to do that. And, oh, there's more aluminium. Okay, but we want to... Guns for the anti-fascist war. This would... Oh, this is political power. This sucks. But... I mean, war support we could probably do with, and we send 100 fighters over, which we can afford. I mean, it's going to do so little to slow down this onslaught, and I don't think I want to get my soldiers involved in that fight, but it should mean Japan is kind of weak, and we don't need to care about what's going on mainland Asia here, because we're just going to take the shortcut to Japan over the islands. Big downside to that coming up, but we will explain that once we've won the war. Right, let's also get the next level of anti-air, and that should be that done for probably the remainder of the game. Okay, we've got intervention in Asia. We will... War plan yellow, that's for attacking China. So this is the one that we kind of want. We're on free trade. Oh, we want to go to export focus, don't we? That'll give us more of our own resources, because there's still a huge shortage of... Well, actually, it's not too bad. We're getting on top of things. The Tizard mission. The British government have sent us a scientific delegation led by Henry Tizard with an interesting proposal. British are willing to pool their research efforts with ours. An excellent proposal. What does it give us? It's progress for aerodynamics and avionics, which we're not bothering with. No, that we should aim for a more long-term cooperation. We'll join the research sharing group. Let's do that one. It sounds better. The German Reich declared war on the Soviet Union. All right. So, I mean, it's getting close. It is definitely getting close. New general for China. Let's send Joseph Stilwell. I don't think he was very good in that role. Sweden wants to trade with ball bearings. We'll definitely take that. Excellent. Look at that. Production cost of all our planes comes down. Again, we're definitely taking that. That is beautiful. Iceland requests American protection. Okay, great opportunity. So we basically, I think we take over Iceland. Is that right? Moscow armistice. Okay, Finland and Soviet Union have decided to put aside their differences for the time being. Did we take Iceland? Or they've become a puppet, I think. Yeah, okay, they're a puppet. Excellent. That also gives us the option to station troops there, which I think... Oh, hang on. Where is this guy? Oh, that's not good. Okay, yeah, we've got 10 Marine divisions in there. Let's just cancel that. Yes, okay. Let's make sure that they are... Okay, that's expensive. Shall we move half of them out? We just need to put half of them on another island rather than building another flipping base there, I think. Yeah, let's take these guys who are ready. And we're going to put them here where I think they can probably supply themselves. It's not looking good for China, actually. This is... Oh, dear. This is not looking good for China. All right, we'll get some better submarines on the go, but I think we're going to have to do something to go and help out over there. Right, we're going to do it for 1940s subs. We don't have snorkels invented, so I'm sticking radar on, which helps with detection. So we'll bung that on and send those guys out. Okay, here we go. Now it kicks off. Japan's declared war on the Philippines and on us, which instantly docking rights from China. Yeah, let's accept that. Right, okay, it's time to kick everything off. So the first thing we do is take our first fleet of submarines, and we're just going to set it to raid absolutely everywhere across the Pacific. All right, so we've done the mass naval sort out. We've got our destroyers escorting all across the Pacific, apart from the islands right around Japan. I find if I do that, especially with early forces, they'll probably get slaughtered by the Japanese Navy and possible Air Force as well. So we leave that bit clear. We've got the submarines going in there because we have supreme confidence in the subs. And the task force, we're just leaving to patrol around here until we see what we're doing with it. It's time to get the Marines in action. So the Marines' job is going to be really easy, but the problem is going to be gaining naval supremacy. So we're going to take a couple of divisions of each of these guys, start invading from where they are, and we're going to target anything that we possibly can within the same sea zone. And we're going to trigger, just going to trigger the orders as soon as they come ready. So sadly, our big bombers aren't quite in range of Japan from the top of the Philippines. We need to grab ourselves an island to use as a base, build an airfield, and then bomb the shit out of Japan. But we can put them in the Philippines, and we can start attacking something. We're also going to increase a bit of radar and air capacity right in the middle of the Pacific here as urgently as we possibly can. Because I feel like we're going to need to absolutely gain control over this place. And I feel we could probably do it better with a bit more air support. They'll be really quick to build. It's actually really good. Our Navy's got control of the seas quite quickly because the Japanese won't be sending anything through some of these places. But where I really need it for the invasions, we don't sadly have supremacy there. However, we shall work on that. Okay, we've got 800 heavy bombers. Where... Oh, I can actually reach Japan with some of these. That is awesome. I didn't think I'd have the range for that. Also, it looks like our Navy's... But yes, excellent. So our subs are going straight to work picking off Japanese transports. Hopefully, there'll be a load of troop transports. I don't like the look. We've just engaged the Japanese surface fleet with 15 submarines there. Yeah, we're going to be maybe a little bit careful about doing that. All right, so we're not going to use these naval bombers here. They're on patrol. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send them out here, and we're going to try, as we've got naval invasions going on here and in here, we're going to try and get our big task force to come and spot stuff or take stuff out. So we're going to order that over there. They should have a decent range to cover most of the sea zone. Meanwhile, the heavy bombers, shall I send them all off on Japan, or shall we split them up? But what I'm thinking I might do is just put 800 bombers over Japan. No, we're going to start with 4. We're going to start with 4 and just hit that zone up there. I think that's going to be a ton of fun. Let's put them on definitely strategic bombing. And let's pick definitely ports. But also we need to knock out radar and AA guns. And what would be also useful would be military factories. Definitely military factories. Oh, and airfields. Let's go over here and make sure that we're hitting supply hubs, knock out the airfields, AA if there is any. I don't think there'll be any radar, so I'm not even going to target that. Yeah, and railways. Let's see if we can actually hurt the Japanese effort over here. Awesome, we've got another 500 heavy bombers here standing by. Let's go and do the same thing and hit this area. We don't have as much range on these, so I think these are a mix of older planes as well. So let's make sure that we are going for military factories, but supply hubs, railways, airfields, air defense. That should knock these things out. So we are hitting this place. Oh, we're being met by 1,000 Japanese fighters. We're going to have to keep an eye on the losses over there. But if there's 1,000 Japanese fighters there, there's not 1,000 Japanese fighters here. In an effort to gain as much production as we can, we're going to take the research penalty and go for the industry as early as possible. Also, it's time to spend some of this air XP for sure, and some of the naval XP, I think. Logistical bombing. Okay, that just gives us air superiority, though. That doesn't actually help with logistical bombing. So to start with on the Navy, we're going to go convoy escorts, definitely, which is going to help quite a bit. And we've got so many bonuses for that. That is awesome. And then we're also going to go submarine operations. That's a bit more expensive, but we're going to take those too. Right, so all these guys who come over here, I should have done this. We're switching to nighttime bombing only. So are we actually having any effect? We're hitting something. Yeah, okay, so we are bombing stuff. We're not meeting any enemy aircraft, which is great. Over here, oh, we are bombing the shit out of some factories. Okay, this is going to be fun. We've got a lot of aircraft coming in. We've also got the Japanese trying to land on here. Now, I'm hoping that our combined defenses are going to be enough. Right now, we're going to take these 2 outdated loads of ground support aircraft. I say outdated. They're just not very modern. We're going to stick them in the Philippines, put them on ground support, and just stick them over this area. All right, amazingly, we've got naval supremacy over here right in the middle. So let's go click on these guys and trigger that. The Marines are going to go straight in. We're going to grab some islands. That's nice. That's very nice. We've got a naval invasion coming in. Where's this? This is Guam. Okay, I kind of knew this was going to be a thing. But they've met our Marines, but we have so many reserves, and they are getting their asses kicked. Okay, we actually have a resistance going on here. Now, my Marines, oh, they could be better. They could be better, but I think they're going to just bludgeon their way through. We've got, oh, the Philippines? Okay, all right, so the Philippines has sent us some troops. That's kind of nice. We'll put them under here. Let's give them a commander. Any old doofus will do. He'll do. He'll do very nicely. I'll just leave them there for now. And they can train up, in fact. Now, big decision to make. We're going to obviously go to a war economy, which should improve situations quite a bit. Right, here we go. We've got our new medium bombers over here. Now, the idea, yes, they can do it. This is what I wanted to do. So let's just see where they need to go. They need to hit these two regions. And actually, no, we're going to hit this region and we're going to blow the shit out of Japanese logistics. This was my plan for these guys. So let's take all 400 of those, stick them on logistic strikes. This is why I made them long range. This is why I give them ground attack. Let us go for it. Let us see. Actually, let's do that as well. Okay, let's do 2 on each then. 2 on each. How's that? Let's see how this goes. Because these guys are going out in daylight. Oh, nice. They are hitting. They are hitting supplies. An enemy. This is nice. Okay, this might help China quite a bit. And over here, oh, our bombers are blasting the shit out of things. Now, how's this going on? This is okay. We're getting interrupted, but we are bombing Japan. Let's also make use of some superior fire doctrine. Okay, we've got a couple of 100 points to spend. Let's grab that as well. Oh, we've got a massive naval combat going on over here. Ah, we're losing. We're losing ships, but they're losing more. This is the main Japanese surface fleet, and we've got our big fleet going in. So let's hope we knock these guys down. Also, we've got some Marines here. We need to go over there and just take Saipan. Is that another naval? Yeah, we've got another naval invasion going on. Excellent. Go on, boys. The Marines are doing this quickly. Wow, that was an epic naval result. Okay, so we only lost 3 naval bombers. We did lose 13 destroyers, which is no great surprise. But we sank the pride of the Japanese fleet. We sank the Nagato and 2 light cruisers, as well as 19 destroyers. That is a loss I am willing to take. We did that to go and rapidly gain naval supremacy in this area. So we have got full aerial supremacy over here, and we are blasting away and not losing anything. Look at the damage we're doing to enemy logistics here. This was the plan, and this is what I wanted to do with the tactical bombers. The strategic bombers are doing some good work, but I think it's the tactical. Look at that. We occasionally lose one. There's no enemy aircraft over here. It's probably an accident. They're probably laughing so much at the fun they're having, they're flying into things. The question is, what difference is that making on the ground? And at the moment, I'd have to say probably not very much. Oh boy, we had another big naval engagement. This was my strike force fleet. This was excellent. Look at that. We sank all this. We got 4 Japanese carriers in one go. A light cruiser, another battleship, a couple of planes. All right, we're going to give our other Marines a bit of work as well, as they've just taken some places. We are sending garrison troops over here, of course, naturally. Let's make sure that we're going to go and grab everything. I don't see a port. Oh, there's a port there. It's all part of it, right? Actually, we're going to take this one. We're not going to take that one. We're going to go that way, because that looks a whole lot safer. And we should have the rest of the Marines in this area. Oh, we need to go take that. I mean, that's a big place up there. Do you know what? We're going to send 2 lots in. We're going to make sure we actually get that. I have no reason not to send all 3 units off over there. We're going to skip across this bit later, but this chain of islands is not quite so important as getting... Oh, wow. Okay, this lands us close to the Japanese mainland. You know what I'm going to do with that. Okay, that is important then. That is very important. Let's make sure we get that. Iwo Jima in 1941. I'm loving this aerial campaign. Bombing the crap out of Japan is awesome. Also, I mean, they're not taking any losses from our bombers. They won't have enough air attack from those turrets to shoot them down. We're occasionally losing one, but I think we're outproducing that. All right, Japan's gone to war. We do want to join the faction with the UK. Excellent. That means that docking rights from Free France and all these lot are coming in. We are in the Allies. We are in the fight now. So one thing we need to go and do is prepare, or start preparing, the UK Can we build radar? We can add them some radar in there. Yeah, do you know what? I'll add it onto the bottom of the list. But more importantly, we need to add air bases. And it needs to be maximum air bases because we need to be able to go and bomb the shit out of Europe from this as well. Oh, we had another big fight here. I didn't see this one. So what else have we got there? We're losing a few destroyers. I need to double check that fleet is going to be okay. Because we can't afford to let the number of screens drop too low, or we're going to take a ton of casualties. Okay, we're going to add some more guys in right... Oh, we can't quite reach over there. It's just a bit too far. That sucks. That really sucks. Okay, but we're going to try and throw them in here. They're going straight in untrained, but I don't think they've got anything to really worry about. It's like our Marines are going in over here as well. So far, so good. Yep, we're in there. Nice. All right, it's time to get these boys back out into action. We've got some cruisers, which they're just low organization. That's okay. Let's throw this back out. Strike Force, Mariana region. We've also got aircraft over here as well. So this is something that we need to sort of push the fight. We need to get naval supremacy here. We need to get Iwo Jima. It's ours. It's going to be ours. Look at the damage to the enemy logistics we're doing in China. That is massive. Not so much from the strategic bombers. I think it's the tactical bombers. But, I mean, this is why I built them. Also, if you're liking this video, folks, don't forget to hit the like button down below. Let me know in the comments as well what you think. I've got another sort of air-related video planned after this. Not with America. We'll talk about that later. Now we can go for the combined bomber offensive, which gives research bonus for heavy aircraft. Nice. And range, which is also nice. That's both what we want. I've just found a load of more heavy bombers that I didn't know I had. Let's take those. I don't know if we can fit these into the Philippines, to be quite honest. So let's put them... Let's start working over Germany a little bit. We can go and help out our allies over here. This is where we're also going to send our medium bombers. And we're going to see if we can do a load of logistic strikes within the heart of Europe. I don't know if we'll have the range for it. And I don't know whether it'll do much attacking in northern France and places, but we'll give that a bash too. Also, we should really send an attaché over to the UK because I think that'll be very, very helpful. I'm going to start researching engines 4 really early so that it's ready there when we get the next line of aircraft coming. Okay, so we've got... Wow, the range on our medium bombers is actually pretty damn impressive. We could actually get from the UK with the medium bombers, these are the logistical strike guys, we can get all the way over to East Germany. Let's try on West Germany and see if we can get some... Will we get much in the way of trucks and trains? I don't know. I'm going to give it a go. Let's send the heavy bombers in as well, going for good old military factories, airfields, and AA should be enough. I guess we can also stick on logistics and railroads. And let's try those over Western Germany. I want to see what this does. Well, so far there's no sign of enemy aircraft here, so we're slowly knocking down buildings. Oh, don't forget, Mark. Yeah, make sure we've put our heavy bombers on nighttime only before we then start getting annihilated by German aircraft. Definitely time to go and spend some more air XP before we forget all about that. Let me see. What have we got? Oh, no, we don't want day bombing. We want nighttime bombing. That reduces the penalty by 50%. That is a lot. And this gives us strategic bombing plus 20%. Those two combined should give us a massive bonus right there. And this is bomber defense plus 25%. Yeah, I think we definitely take that. Wow, look at that. We're actually over Japan right now. Our bombers... I think that nighttime penalty reduction has just kicked in because now we're starting to hit a lot more stuff. Okay, it looks like I hadn't actually signed my big fleet of region to go and do strike force in. Now that they're in there, the Marines can instantly get going. And we've got 6 divisions of Marines heading for Iwo Jima. Do you know that was one of the first war games I ever played on a computer? Had it on the ZX Spectrum. You played as the invading American Marine Force. It was actually a pretty good game for such a basic system back then. Right, we have Iwo Jima. This is awesome. Let's get all the Marines up there. And then let's build it into a massive, massive base because this is what we need to do. we don't need to do all the island hopping. We basically just need a corridor straight to Japan. And then we've got them. So what are we actually hitting over here in the last month or last year? We've lost 3 bombers. We are destroying enemy buildings, though. Okay, we are destroying enemy buildings. 2 more units of heavy bombers. We're going to put them over northwest Germany. Strategic bombing, of course. Combined bomber offensive. Excellent. That gives us some more range. Now we can grab the US Air Force for air doctrine cost. Actually, I don't care about air doctrine cost. We seem to be doing quite well for that. So let's not concern ourselves too much. Where's Warplan Orange gone? I'll take it. I will take it. Excellent. We finally got some political power. So we can do something we should have done a long time ago and put someone in high command here. We've got a strategic bombing expert, which is an extra 5%. We're going to put that in straight away. This is our attempt to try and help the Soviet Union as much as possible in as limited a way as possible, because we don't want to put troops on the ground. So if we can destroy German logistics and weaken German factories, we can have a whole load of fun with that. Mexican entry into the Allies. We will sponsor them. Yeah, sure. We will sponsor their entry into the Allies. Anglo-Allied invasion of Iran. So I feel sorry for Iran because the USSR has gone in from one side and the English have gone in from the other. Yeah, they're bastards. Okay, so we've got 500 bombers attacking the Yangtze River region. We're going to switch these guys over. We're going to put them on Iwo Jima and we're going to start. Let's make sure we're actually targeting everything we can. Yep, factories, AA. Is radar going to be an issue? I don't care. Let's stick it over there. 900 bombers on there now. So this is, hopefully, this is going to start making a difference. This apparently is how you're supposed to use strategic bombers. You either don't bother with them, or you use hundreds of them and absolutely concentrate the firepower. I don't know if this is going to be the right way to do it, but we are about to find out. Also, I wonder if my medium bombers can reach... Can they reach from there? Oh my god, they can reach from there. I'm bringing in some more squadrons. This is brilliant. Actually, we've got some more heavy bombers coming in over here as well. So let's transfer these in and put everything on now and just pile everything onto the Japanese home islands. We've now got enough XP to finish off the air tree already, which is amazing. We're going to go for mass destruction. And there's a bit of air superiority over there. Look at that. We are wrecking Japanese logistics. Okay, it's also time to get the Marines into... What is this place? Okinawa? That will give us a wonderful base for attacking Japan. And it will take these places. It's on. By the end of 42, Japan is going to be knocked out of the war. I'm calling it now. Big guns. We can always use more big guns. Let's have a look. So do we have any more? We have a research bonus. That's coming on. That is 283 days away. Whereas that is... Oh, it's still 312 with a research bonus. Okay, let's take that. Let's get the best big bombers we can. Oh, wait. Our Marines have gone in. Have some forgotten to land? Did we... Oh, we took a pasting. We didn't get in here. Don't worry, we'll send the other... I should have been watching that. I can't believe that failed. Okay. That's bad. Let's very quickly put a port on there and get some supplies into these guys. Oh my god, we had another massive naval fight. That was a big one. Our fleets are doing great work. We now have naval supremacy all across here. We just need to get in there. Nice. We got 4 carriers, including a new pride of the fleet. I think we might be starting to see the USSR push back against Germany as well. And the UK has managed to kick Italy out of North Africa, which is never a great surprise. We're going to take on Defense of the Pacific now for some bonus naval bases, although I can't see that there's a huge amount of use at that time, but, well, it's never going to go amiss. The bombing of Japan continues. They don't have a lot of the Air Force right now. I think we're getting some. Let's see. Are we taking casualties? No, I think I put those guys in fresh, so I think we're doing okay. Excellent. Our Marines got their ports built. These guys not looking so clever now. Let's send all those guys in. Brilliant. We're in there. We are in there. Fantastic. All right, so what we're going to do, we are going to take... Are we going to take this? Yes, we are, because what we need to do is build up the naval bases here so that we can actually supply a huge ton of troops. Because we're going to have a 24 division army there. and a 24 division army there, and it's all going to be heading over at Japan. Yeah, I guess Japan didn't like us bombing them because all of a sudden they've put 1,500 aircraft over there. They're trying it back on. I think it's high time we actually put some more expert leaders in here. Let's go for Markgfl with a massive infantry division attack. It's going to help with the invasion. I don't know if it helps Marines, actually, but it's going to help with the regular invaders. Okay, the Marines have gone into... What is this place? It's Ceylon. It's Taiwan. We call it Taiwan. No, it's not Ceylon. It is Taiwan. Okay, I was thinking of this one over here. I've only been playing 1,000 hours in this game. Don't attack me. How can I be expected to learn the game in a mere 1,000 hours? All right, let's get these Marines in over here. We have landed. We need to head straight for the port. Straight down the coast and in. We have limited supplies, and if this doesn't work, I'm going to be heavily in the shit. Nice. We've got it. We've got it. That leaves us even more space to deploy. Excellent. Okay, so it's time for the Master Strike now. It's time for the invasion of the Japanese home islands. And we've got 34 divisions. We've got an army come over into the Pacific lot. We've got Bradley's army over here. And 10 divisions of Marines, which will be heading in, taking out both the South and, I guess, Central Islands of Japan. This is what we're going for. Fingers crossed, it goes ahead. Now, one thing we want to get ahead of in research, it's a long way off, but I'm going to trigger it now. And this is so we can invade Europe, mainland Europe, with a bigger army later. Japan, we don't need such a massive force to start with, as long as we can bring troops in as reinforcements. This is really nice. This is nice. We are bombing the shit out of Japan. Look at the buildings destroyed. Trying to take on some trucks and trains as well, but not having quite so much success with that. But getting some, and that's what matters. Okay, I just realized we are so far behind in infantry weapon development. Yeah, we can definitely pick these up and go for some bonuses. We need to get those pretty quick. We are so close now to launching our naval invasion of Japan, but we have to do it before Japan becomes dominant and knocks out China. I don't want China to go down. I think we're finally going to have to bite the bullet and go to extensive conscription just to make sure we've got enough manpower for the invasion of Europe later. It's a big chunk of points to spend, but I think we're going to have to do that. And meanwhile, let's chuck on some farm subsidies and lobbying efforts. I don't think we need much more in the national focus tree, but let's keep the support up anyway. And let's see if we can pull this off. And now I'm taking a risk. I'm landing on open terrain, which should be undefended, but it means that we are going to have to very quickly move to take the ports. Otherwise, these guys are going to get hungry very fast. We've been lazy, and we haven't built any of the floating harbours, which would really help our situation here. So we've got 6 divisions have stormed ashore. We're going to try and take Osaka really quick with those. The Marines aren't in there yet. They've taken a different route. Oh, the other guys have an extra half a sea zone to travel across. Fair enough. That is pretty... Oh, no, we'll get Excavation 5 ahead of time. Yep, but we'll definitely get Excavation 5. We're moving in. We're moving in. Oh, brilliant. Let's hammer. Let's take some of these guys into Kyoto, and then we're going to hammer Osaka from 3 sides here. Come on, guys. We can do this. Excellent. Get in there. Get in there. The Marines are ashore. The Marines aren't ashore yet. This was the big gamble of doom that might not have actually paid off for me. We'll find out in a minute. We've got a load of divisions here, and we're going to come in from the north. Maybe we should try and surround Osaka, but the Marines are in, so let's just grab ourselves a port right now. We're going to go for... There's so many options. We're going to go for this one. We've got another 6 divisions coming in there. Right then, moment of truth, guys. Can we pull this off? Can we pull this off? Everything in. Everything in. We can do this. We can definitely do this. I'll grab that one, and then we're going to chuck everything over onto air production, I think. Right, we're going to also go and try and take... Nagasaki. Actually, give me 1 Marine division, and we're going to try and take that. In fact, give me a second one as well. One of these guys. Take the airfield, just clean this bit off up here. The Yellow River has blown in China. We're not moving very fast in any direction at the moment. I've got a lot of divisions trying to take this place, and nothing is happening. I think we're gonna rapidly build. Let's have a look. Let's add some supplies in there to feed these hungry guys who are currently struggling badly. This is, I mean, some might say predictably not gone well. But we are going to try and trigger this, get some planning bonus on there. Meanwhile, the Marines are coming to help. As long as we get a port somewhere, we're going to be absolutely fine. Did I really need quite so many divisions to go down there? I don't think so. Let's get rid of those. Let's get rid of all those. I'll just manually do this. Okay, we're going to need 3 divisions to go and take Nagasaki. Can I get the guys in? Why is nothing moving where I want it to? Yeah, this is looking horribly like a terrible defeat here. We'll be okay once we get our little naval base built, and then we'll be able to function quite well. I guess if we have to go up the coast, we'll go up the coast. Right, that didn't work. That didn't work at all. Is that a port? Please tell. That's not a port. Okay, that's not good. We're going to definitely put 1 level of port, 2 levels of port in there. Come on. People are getting split up and chopped up here. This is not good. This is mistakes everywhere. Can we not get 10 divisions into that port zone there? We must surely be able to grab that. I could do with an airfield on here, to be quite honest. I feel like that is what we need. Oh, did we not get that? That's not good. Right, we have at last we have an air base here, and we've managed to get some light bombers and some ground attack stuff involved. So we definitely have air superiority over this region. But the Japanese have got a way tougher force in here than I expected. Yeah, didn't really see that one coming. All right, success. We actually have a naval base on this section up here. This is a huge relief. A huge relief. Supplies are now flooding in, and we need to put some pressure onto this region. Let's just spread out and see if we can surround these guys a little bit. Someone's trying to come down there. See if we can get there first. Come on, Marines. Come on, you can do it. If we're not on pause, you can do it. And we're in. Excellent. We will hold that. We will hold that off. We should have a naval base coming along here any moment soon. If we have to retreat out, we can retreat out. That's absolutely fine. I saw the supplies change. Nope, we haven't got the naval base there yet. That's all right. This is distracting the Japanese army quite well. Excellent. Osaka is ours. We can bring in... I was going to bring these guys in on a naval invasion, but what we can do now, much more effective, just bring them straight in. If I just draw a fallback line like that, that will get them into that port. And we are in business at last. At long, long last. Okay, that was the breakthrough that we needed. Let's see if we can pile down here. We lost our airfield, unfortunately, but we'll get that back. We should, any minute now, start getting supplies into this part of the island. The Japanese, I don't think, are strong enough to really threaten us over there. Nice. Bradley's army is now pushing north towards Tokyo. And Mark Clark's army... Oh, we've got someone cut off. Excellent. Pile in there. It's a full-on pile in. Let's make sure we get those. And the Marines coming to the rescue of the other Marines, but supplies are now flowing in. And things are starting, or will start to look a whole lot healthier down here. And that, my friends, should be the beginning of the end for the Japanese legacy. Right then, Marines ho, we're going in. Let's take out that airfield. And let's get 14 divisions of these guys over here as well. That's it. That's it. We're nearly in Tokyo. This is the fun stuff right here. Once we got the supplies going, we were good over here. It looked a little bit sketchy for a while, I am not going to lie. Department of Defense. Okay, I don't think there's anything. Oh, the fall of Tokyo. Excellent. We got it. A textbook operation. Yeah, that was definitely textbook, the way we did that. Okay, War Plan Orange. Better late than never. It could have helped considerably, but for the final days of the Japanese Empire, let's just enjoy this. There we go. We got Japan. Now, I said earlier on in the video that one of the downsides of this strategy where we just do naval island hopping to take Japan, we never build up much war score. Despite us invading the islands, finishing them off and capturing the most important part and knocking out one of the most dangerous empires in the Far East, we end up with a tiny, tiny amount of war score. I think we should try and puppet Japan. But I don't think we can do the whole lot, so... let's see if we can do the important parts. So basically, we've got a friendly Korea and a friendly Japan. That is awesome. What does it call this? American Japan? They are a puppet. Okay, awesome stuff. And now we move to the next stage of our plan. Operation Europe. Over in the Soviet Union, I think Germany is in real trouble. And I want to credit our bombers with some of the effort from that. But we're soon going to see a whole load more planes coming over here. This is going to be so much fun. The fall of Sevastopol. Okay, so Germany's doing well in the Crimea. I was kind of hoping this was going backwards for them. And we're beginning the air war over the Mediterranean. We've already got... Oh, we're bombing the shit out of Vichy France's logistics there. Have we got... I haven't... Wait a minute. Oh, this is okay. These are supply depots. I thought we were strategic bombing. It's okay. Just our medium bombers laying absolute havoc upon the enemy supplies. Yeah, look at this. This is a bad area for supply anyway. I'm not getting my men involved in a fight in this desert. There's way too many people to feed in there. Oh, the advanced large airframe. Are we actually ready to go ahead? Yeah, we are. Let us go and design ourselves a fantastic new big bad boy bomber. How many large bomb bays can we get on that? And we've got ground attack. Strategic bombing is 51.7. These are going to be expensive. I think we just have to accept these are going to be really expensive. Okay, that's going to be nice. That'll do. That will do very nicely. Right. Brilliant. Get me the new bombers out. So we got our first batch of strategic bombers have arrived from the Pacific, and they are in range of bombing Italy all the way from Alexandria, which is really nice. We're going to get disrupted, but there's not too many fighters. We're going in at night, and we've got more guys coming in. So we've just got about 900 more strategic bombers have arrived from the Pacific. Let's load them over Italy. There we go, 1,100. We're going to start hitting the buildings quite hard. Meanwhile, check out this. Absolutely wrecking French logistics over here. We're going to get those boys into Italy and over the channel into France as well when the time comes. Oh, I don't believe it. The UK has actually gone ahead and made a naval invasion. The pushback in the Mediterranean is on. That'll be a brilliant jumping off point for our fellas. So we're losing a few planes over Italy, but I mean, it's nothing. The enemy are losing planes too occasionally. If we can get a base in range, I might be able to throw some fighters over there. Yeah, we're hitting the factories over Germany quite hard. I'm quite proud of this. All right, guys, are you ready for this? We have Bradley's army in position on the coast of North Africa to invade Sicily. Let's tick these guys off. The Marines, by the way, they're busy pissing about in Wales, preparing for something else. All right, our boys are in with 6 divisions. 6 divisions which needs to push up to Messina instantly. Where are the rest of them? Come on, let's get everybody in here. I don't know if we can reach much in the way. Actually, yeah, we can. We're close enough here to definitely bring in some ground support aircraft. We can base them in Malta now. Excellent. We are hammering this place. There should be some more men. I feel like there's some guys missing here. Have they not landed? Maybe they've not landed. But there should definitely be some more dudes coming in here. Let's make sure we get this cut off. And the guys in Palermo, at this point, are just in a whole load of trouble. Excellent. But we still need to push in on Messina. That needs to go before enemy reinforcements come stacking up there. Quickly grab the port. If we can grab the port, we're golden here. Yep, the enemy are looking quite shitted. Let's get in there as well. Come on, into that port. Into that port. We've nearly got some stuff. There's just too much. We have a port down here though, so we've got reinforcements, which is just as well, because I have nearly messed up here. Oh, we're under attack. Crap. Can I pull this off? We've got Brits coming in. It's okay. The British are coming to the rescue, as always. Okay, I think we need to form a proper front line here, and pretty quick before something goes horribly wrong. Let's take those divisions there and just put on that situation. And we're going to get that guy on there as well. Just while we tidy up the rest of this island, which I think we've pretty much got. And then just... Yep, we're in. So we're going to have 24 divisions. Brilliant. Let's get everyone onto this now. In fact, the whole army. I don't know where the rest are. I have a feeling that some have not actually landed yet. So, don't know where the rest went. Did they get defeated? Okay, the Italians and Germans are down to throwing biplanes at us. We need to throw some fighters over there. So I'm going to switch up my 600 medium bombers here. We're going to be doing logistical strikes, but we're going over Italy. If we can somehow find a better base to fly from that's a bit closer, that would be awesome. But we need to upgrade the bases here when we take control of them. So this right here, this looks a mess. But to me, this is a fantastic opportunity. I'm pretty sure that our guys are going to be able to hold the front line against the forces of evil coming over these straits at us. We've got our ships in position, occupying this. We are going to get some naval invasions. We're going to cut off all these divisions. We're going to cut the whole lot off, and we're going to snap them all up. Nice. So we've got our long-range fighters chewing up enemy fighters over Italy. I've got them set to only go at night to escort the bombers. I might set them to go over the day as well, so we can escort our logistics attack craft as well, which are also doing a great job. Yeah, they're doing pretty good. They're shooting down enemies. Let's do that. I've also got another 300 here that we can throw over there, and I just want to see the airs burn over Italy. The skies are on fire. Mind you, so is everything on the ground as we are chewing things up nicely. So I noticed we had a load of political power spare, and I've just put it all into developing all our resource deposits, which is going to be absolutely fine for now. It might give us some extra trade. It's just a good thing to have, which will give us some civilian factories, so we can afford that. Then I think I might go for some war bonds or something just to get our war support up a little bit too. All right, since shifting to daylight missions, we are losing a few more aircraft, but that's not good. That's not good. That's a tricky one. We're generally positive, though. All right, folks, here we go. Operation Mad Plan. We've got 10 divisions of Marines coming into land here, which have to make a massive push for this section here and take a port. Otherwise, we're going to go very hungry. The rest of the... Oh, actually, you know what? No, I'm going to wait, and we're going to get all the infantry landing. We're going to go for the invasion of southern Italy. This is going to just snip off all these divisions in here. This is going to be risky. Here we go. The landings are taking place. Is that actually... Are the Brits going in front of us? We got the Marines in. No, we are in. We are in there. Okay, so the Marines, their job, urgently, cancel those orders. It looks like the yellow guys are in there, so that is actually perfect. So 10 divisions of Marines in there. You now have to push really hard down to there. So let's trigger that attack. And the other guys are coming from the other side. Let's just get rid of one of those. And then, obviously, put 24 divisions in there. And we kind of need to push over there quite fast. So can I take half of those and attack out? Yeah, I can. We just need to cut off. We just need to cut off the enemy lines across there. Let's see if we can get up to... not that one, not that one, that one. That's the one. Let's see if we can get up to there and trigger it. But at the same time, we've got attacks going in that direction. We need to capture these ports. Come on, Marines. You can do it. You can do it. And now at this point, let's hammer these guys in here. I've got 24 divisions going in to try and cut these guys off. This is to make sure they don't escape. We can't afford to let them escape. Excellent. We've got divisions going in here. Let's push down and knock them... Oh, actually, we're going to need everything down there. We're going to need to take all those ports. But we have a port. This is the key thing. We now have a port on this side. And suddenly, there is an insane panic going on over here. If we can get the Marines in, we can capture everything in this bit. And I guess my Marines are not that great for doing cross-mountain travel. Come on, boys. Come on, you can do it. You've got this. You've absolutely got this. Here we go. We're going in. Yellow Army is pushing north really, really well. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. I don't know what... I mean, look, we are laying waste to Rome with our bombers. That is fantastic. Iraq issues a diplomatic protest. We will send our attaches where we want. You guys can go to hell. You don't get a say in any of this, Iraq. As divisions are trying to get across these states. Hopefully our Navy... What the hell just happened? Non-aggression pact from Ethiopia. Call to arms. Why have you wants to help us? What? War? What? Hey, what? Okay, some massive war just kicked off. I don't know what that was. We're at war with somebody else now, apparently. Japan wants to join the war. Well, Japan's obviously been tired sitting on the sidelines for all of a few months and wants to get back involved. It looks like we have indeed snagged all those divisions in our trap. I love it when a plan comes together. I forgot again. I can't believe I forgot again. Execute war plan silver. We're in now. You know, we're in this. We can actually go. Let's go all the way up to the top. Okay, let's get across here with 24 divisions. And look at all this in here. There's just so many soldiers in that spot. And it's gone. It's just gone pop. It's ours. Does that change? Does that change the picture for the air war? We're losing fighters. I think we need to direct some more production onto our light fighters. Yeah, we don't have much use for medium bombers and naval bombers anymore. Let's get rid of some of those. We've now got 1,800 heavy bombers and medium bombers bombing and shit and destroying all the supplies in Italy. And this is what I wanted from this playthrough. This is what I wanted. Massed air power. Okay, enough with the city war plans, enough with everything else. We're putting everything into air production. 10% bonus effectively, or a minus 10% production cost for everything across the board. That's where we're going with this. It looks like the British have tried to land at Livorno, and the Italians are desperately trying to get stuff in. I'd got this mad invasion plan coming up. I was going to go for it, but it looks like the British might have actually beaten me to it. Advanced landing craft, excellent. Now we can really get all the troops involved in the invasions. That's what we want to see. Do you know the British actually landing there has actually made life more difficult for me, because now there's Italians on the beaches of my invasion zones. Do you know what? The naval invasions are almost going to be over, because it looks like we're advancing up to meet the invasion zones anyway. Oh my word, look at this. That wasn't planned. Right, okay, I've got to hold my hands up here. Normally, I plan the amazing encirclements and cutoffs. My generals did it for me this time. That is outstanding work, boys. That is absolutely outstanding work. Let's pile in there and make sure we're taking that. Okay, so the Marines are going in, and well, I'm going to trigger this with a naval invasion anyway. They're landing on friendly territory, but they'll land with full cohesion. So I guess there's an advantage there. All right, Italy is very nearly done. Very nearly done. Our boys were in on the kill. Hang on. No. We need to take all those. There's 30, 36. There's got to be nearly 50 divisions in there. Nearly 50 divisions. It's ours. We want it. We want the precious advanced medium airframe. Okay. Oh, and we need to change the design on those bombers as well. We got all those divisions in the middle of Italy. That was just superb. Let's make sure we're okay. Just because we can, I'm now invading the bit of Italy that we've already conquered. Nice. We have the advanced small airframe now. I'm going to go pick up a nice design on that too. Oh, my bad. I was researching the large cannons. Those are like the anti-tank cannons. I thought I was getting cannons too to go on the medium bombers. That's fine. We will... Do you know what? Let's get it now. Okay, so here's our P-51 Mustangs that we've got. I've added loads of extra fuel tanks in, some self-sealing, some drop tanks, and 12 heavy machine guns. We've got a range of over 2,000 kilometers. These are going to be escorting our bombers to Germany. Benito Mussolini has been deposed. It looks like our air campaign over Italy has come to fruition. That means we can move all those bombers over Germany now. Oh, and I just noticed this. Is this... Who is this? This is Australia. Australia is invading France. Interesting. Oh, and I almost forgot that since we got those improved models to upgrade the CAS. So we've got this with just a shit ton of rocket rails, a defense turret, some armor, and some extra fuel for range. We'll see how that goes. And the Italians have erupted into a civil war. That is brilliant. Occupied Italian territory. Yep, they can have it back. I don't want anything to do with it. We don't need that. We can get out of there. It's not mine. I don't need to maintain it. We'll get our guys out. But what we are doing is bombing Germany heavily. Oh, we got 1,400 bombers over eastern Germany there. We're going to take some losses to AA, but we're going to bomb the shit out of everything. And we've still got stuff going in here. More buildings going down. Germany's in a mess. Northern France, I got 700 planes over here. Oh, we're taking out trains, but they've got some AA guns. And those are our medium bombers. AA guns? I wonder if they're armoured trains they've got there that are shooting me down. And welcome to the next stage of Mad Plan. Oh, the British have gone in anyway. I had all this wonderful plans to go across the channel here. And it looks like we've been beaten to it. Do we let them? Do we see if they can get in? Do we go and help? I mean, do we really go and help? I guess it's only nice if we do, right? Actually, I've just realised that those douchebags have gone in and they don't have themselves a port. I'm going to see if I can get a level 1 port in there, just to see if we can get some supplies in. Otherwise, that British invasion is toast. Oh, okay. It looks like the invasion of France is going ahead without me. That's such a shame. I was having so much fun with these plans. The Brits still don't have a port here, by the way. So we should, if this theory is correct... Oh, Turkey's joined the Allies. Right, there's another front opened up. Nice. That's going through Bulgaria. I think the days for the Axis are numbered, but I wonder if our bombing of the industry is actually helping the Russians. I mean, it's kept the Russians in the war. The Germans never got anywhere near Moscow. All right, it looks like our fellas... Okay, so our mad plan can go ahead now. I'm just going to send the Marines in a little bit early. No, screw it. Trigger all the attacks. In we go. We've got it. This is everything going in. I want to see what lands. And we are in. Whoa, what's that? Naval invasion. With 96 hours, execute naval invasion plans using a certain number of divisions. Oh, okay. Only 5? I think we're in. There we go. One giant push all the way across Europe. Field Marshal order on the go. Let's see if we can actually do anything with this. We have ports now. We have supplies. The Marines are nearly landed at Brest. And we should be good to go. Let's unpause this. And there we go. Come on, come on. We're in. Yep, we're in. Excellent. We just need to move our planes now to keep up with our guys. Everything's going in. I told you I wouldn't need a huge ground army for this. This is working so well. So I've just taken all my spare fighters and just assigned them to air superiority with the army so that we don't have to worry about where they're going now. We've pretty much won the air war, I think. Oh, I got some more heavy bombers. Excellent. Let's put these guys in and then just add them into the skies over Germany. The liberation of Paris. Excellent. We are going in the right direction. And that, I think, is just pretty much all she wrote for the Axis. Vichy France is about to be crushed, which makes Free France more powerful. There's a little bit of Italy left. Italy's holding out in Greece, but I mean, what's it going to do? Do you know what? We're nearly actually gone all the way across here. I need to set a secondary line now so they can start advancing across the next stage. Meanwhile, the big bombers... Oh, that's more like it. That's more like it. I think it's time to switch all our bombers over to daytime bombing as well. I know we've got the bonuses for nighttime, but I mean, at this point, we've pretty much won the air war. I've got to be honest with you guys. At this point, the map is just a mess, a mass of allied units everywhere, and we can't see what's going on. Although, amazingly, Germany is not collapsing on this side. Oh, hang on. No, the USSR is pushing hard in over here. They're into Poland. They're heading for Berlin. Who's going to get there first? Place your bets now. Leave a bet in the comment. Are we going to get to Berlin, or the USSR going to get there first? We've got 24 divisions of a new army coming in, just in time to liberate Denmark. The Yalta Conference. That's having a word with the USSR. Oh, we're going to do it. Oh, it's going to be close, though. This was a close run race. But I think we are going to get to Berlin first. And let's go take a look at the war score. What have we got? We've lost 283,000 men. And the Axis have lost 18.5 million. Although, to be fair, the United Kingdom has taken some heavy losses. Can you imagine if the UK had taken those losses in the real World War II? That would have been them out. They couldn't sustain. I don't think the country could have sustained losses like that and carried on fighting. I think the public spirit would have just broken. Okay, just for fun, we've put a lot of strategic bombers. Oh, they've capitulated. Okay, well, that's good. We've put like thousands and thousands of strategic bombers right over Hungary. And we are doing some hefty damage. I put some medium bombers in there as well. Just to go after the logistics. This can't last long. This can't last long at all. And we get there with a really bad war score. The Soviet Union and the UK all have pretty good war scores. That's fine. So we're going to try and make puppets out of Germany. That's all we want. Does anyone else want that? No, we're going to demand this. That's just going to be ours. All right, that is it. We got it. We got it. The war is over. There's a little bit of northern Germany, which is in American control. Who got Berlin? Did the British get that? No, that is part of Germany. Okay, you guys aren't. They've gone to Soviet Republic. Okay, well, we got what we wanted, I guess. The war is over, which only really asks one more question. What, I dare ask, was our big score? Come on. Our war score, was it overall? The United Kingdom won, but we must surely have done the most. We didn't even have the most. That's air superiority. Well, you know what? The final score screen has always been bullshit in this game. We don't care about that. We won the war. It was our contribution. And it was a whole load of fun sending mass waves of bombers over. How effective were they in the long run? I don't know. The medium bombers were kind of interesting with the logistic strikes. And it's given me an idea for a new playthrough on a similar theme, but a little bit different. Anyway, folks, let me know what your thoughts are on this format of video. Do you prefer the really long series of lots of multiple episodes, or just the shorter, more succinct, but still all the major decisions and all the action involved in one big video? Let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear. It's a bit of an experiment that we're going to try for the next few weeks, next couple of months, just see how things go. Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed putting this one together. So don't forget to like, do subscribe if you haven't already. And YouTube has a hype button if you're watching this within the first week. This has been added in. I don't know if it's available in this video yet, but if it is, do be sure and click it, because that should help out my channel and this particular video quite a bit. Anyway, thanks for watching. Love you all, and I'll see you again soon.